Hi Aries, Michelle B here today on a blustery, rainy day in Northwest Washington. Nothing better to do than to read some tarot cards for you. And the spread that I pulled out is all about how do you get them back. You did wrong, I guess. What I'm seeing is you feel like you did something wrong, and it separated you from the person that you love in some way, and you want to know how to get them back. So we're going to look into that. We're going to look at advice, whether or not it's even a good idea to get them back. But if you don't resonate with that, Aries, make sure and check out the readings for your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mars on my channel. I post readings for the whole zodiac. I post one a day. Or you can check out readings for your sign with other tarot readers, because what matters is you get the message that is meaningful to you. And also with the other signs in our chart, different placements will light up at different times in our lives depending on what's going on, right? So that's why other Aries are not experiencing the same thing that you are at this moment. It just has to do with your chart the way it is. Going on, let's go ahead and get started. If you love this reading as you're going through it, make sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to be in the know for future readings that come up. And in the description box below, you'll find a link to my Instagram so that you can follow me over there and we can be friends. Because I don't know who's following me who's subscribed to me on YouTube. Anyway, I always start with an affirmation so that I know what positive direction to take the reading in, because you could go totally off the rails when you're looking at the messages coming in. But what I want is this grounding energy that will put you in the direction that you need to go no matter what happens in your external world. So I forgive myself for past mistakes. That's the first thing that came up, and I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Aries, what you been up to? So then I was like, I pulled a couple of more clarification cards to see where the story's going. I got the reminiscent of the times before, but there's this heavy feeling behind it that feels like it's very uncomfortable. Anxiety. There's an anxiety, shame, guilt that goes along with that feeling of reminiscing for the times that you had before. I'm feeling like, in particular, it's at night that you're thinking that you made a mistake. It's certain, if you identify as feminine, at certain times of the month you might be feeling like you made a mistake. That's the way it happens for me whenever I break up. I'm like, maybe I should have stayed with them even though they were total jerks. At certain times of the month. Anyway, and then I got these two supportive cards. It's like, I feel like I'm ready to do something about it. I want to do something. That's taking action, taking control of the situation. This is definitely an Aries card right here with that Knight of Wands, and there you are holding your wand. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna get them back kind of energy. What can I do to get them back? It's more like, not like, should I try to get them back? You're like, what do I need to do to get them back? And I'm like, wait. We need to think about whether or not you actually should, because has the universe made it so that you're not together? And you're like, it was my fault. I did these dumb things. Well, step back and remember, you are who you are when you're making those mistakes, and when you're who you are now. Perhaps who you were is like what happened before is more in alignment with who you are than the lonely person that you are right now. Okay, so let's look beyond just being lonely in this moment. That's what I'm trying to say, because for what to embrace going forward, we've got this 8 of Cups that's like, yeah, it is scary going forward into the darkness under the light of the moon. You don't know what's coming next. You don't know what the future holds for you. And you're like, I wish that I could go back. I wish that I could go back to everything that I had built with this other person, because then my life would be stable, and I would know what was coming, I would know what was coming for me in the future, because we've already set up this routine together. We already, like, what I had before, I know what that is. Whereas I don't know what's happening in the future without them, who I'm going to get together with, whether I'm going to get together with anybody ever. That can't happen. If you want to get together with someone, you will. The universe is like, embrace the fact that you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Embrace that, because you never know what's on the other side of these mountains. You don't know right now. It looks scary under the light of the moon, but then the sun's going to rise and it's going to light up a new landscape that could be really, really good for you. Whether you get together again with this person or not, okay? You have the whole world is your oyster. You could do anything you want with yourself. So why be only limited to one option, right? Because right now you're free. Don't forget that. Forgive yourself for doing what you did. Right now it feels like a mistake, but it may not later. And when you're lonely, it feels like a mistake, but it may not feel like a mistake later. It may feel like, I'm glad that happened, even though it was painful. So leaving behind that 4 of Wands energy, that's the celebration of a connection. As you're leaving something behind, like Marie Kondo, she would say, thank you as I'm letting it go, right? I'm letting this go, but I want to thank you for being in my life. I want to thank you for your influence. I want to thank you for the good times. So as we're releasing what happened, we're forgiving ourselves and releasing what happened before, we're also thanking the experience for coming to us. This is part of the process. Lame, right? I just want to get them back. So I've got a few different cards here that are like looking at how you see yourself, how you see the relationship, how you see yourself. You saw this person as being like your equal, as being a person that they were looking out for you. They were looking out for you in your best interest. For the most part, you were looking out for them in their best interest. Something you did broke that apart, right? The advice for that is, it's an opportunity in disguise. Even if you do get back together with them, it was an opportunity for you. I love it. So it's like there's this hyper-focused opportunity, and there's the looking out in the big picture. Who's holding that coin, right? It's a knight that's holding that coin. Judgment came in. You're second guessing your guides, the universe, for what happened. Don't do that. The universe is like, God, your guardian angels, your ancestors, whoever you identify with as being your source of divine knowledge. Why would you second guess that with the choices that you decided to make before? Why would you second guess that? Like, you're a wonderful person. You're not a bad person for choosing what you chose. So, like, even if you know that what you did, like, you don't feel good about it, you can say, I mean, it happened the way it happened, right? I really don't think that the universe judges good and bad. I think the universe judges whether or not it's working for you, whether or not it's in alignment with your highest good. It may not have been in alignment with your highest good, but it's going to get you there. So that's what I'm seeing. It's a slow moving messenger right now. Maybe what happened quickly, but the next step, the progress is slow. That's why we have the Knight here. The Knight of Pentacles is slowly bringing a new opportunity in. You just don't know what it is yet. And I think it's just because you have to readjust, recalibrate your identity to be ready for it. Okay? You have to set your identity aside from, I'm a person who's in a relationship, to being, I am a sliver of the universe. I am a reflection, and I am of the universe, and become that person, and then the opportunity will come in alignment instead of you being so wrapped up with somebody else. And it could be, I do feel like, pull a card. Death in reverse. When I asked about this opportunity, it's not over. Death in reverse, it's not over. It's a new phase, but it's not over, okay? So be patient. Take good care of yourself. The King of Wands. This is who I want to be, Aries. You want to be the King of Wands? You want to be a master of your energy? You want to be able to manifest at will what you want. But this is kind of the reality of where you're at right now. So get yourself in alignment with your true nature, with your true identity, who you are as a powerful sliver of the universe, on your own, not having to even, like, at your full power, even without being in a relationship with someone else. When you get to that point, if having a relationship is wonderful, I don't think there's a problem with that at all. But when you get to the point where you can be okay without the validation of another person, of any other person, this is when the new chapter will begin. But it might be a slow process. It could be fast. It depends on how long you take. All right, and finally we have in your internal landscape, you feel like it's time to stop waiting. You're really feeling impatient. You want to get some stuff done. But what is this Queen of Swords all about for the advice? I'm feeling impatient. I want to do something. I want to do something. The Queen of Swords is like, well, you can't. You can't make other people do things that they don't want to do. I feel like the more detachment you have about this relationship that you want to have, the more detached you are about it, like truly detached. Don't just pretend that you're detached. Actually be emotionally detached from the relationship. I'm cool with it. I'm just okay about it. Not unhappy about it, not excited about it. You're just doing you, right? I could take it or leave it. When you truly have that attitude about it, that's when you will be attractive to the other person. Okay. Now, I have a feeling that you have already placed your apologies. You've already said your apologies to this person that you want to be connected with. If you haven't already, duh, right? Go ahead and do your apologies because you are truly sorry about what happened. So they've heard that. And if they're not just like back together with you, there's nothing you can do about that except work on you and be attractive to you. You cannot make yourself become attractive to another person. They either are attracted to you or they're not. Excuse me. And I am getting a little bit of a download. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of cards real quick. I am getting a little bit of a download that they needed the space. So it was kind of a good thing. Yeah, and they're in the sun right now. They're enjoying the space. That's not to say that they don't miss you. It's just saying like they did need the space to work on themselves as well, to put themselves in a place of individuality, to detach emotionally from being entangled with another person. For a little while at least, they need that time. You should be happy for them. The happier you are for them, the better both of you will be. The more love you send them for the beautiful place that they're in right now, the easier it will be for you to forgive yourself for everything that happened before. Did you love it? Give it a thumbs up. Once again, my Instagram the connection to my Instagram is in the description box below. You can come be friends with me, and then I'll know who you are. Just make sure and give me a hi, a hello. I followed you from YouTube, and then I'll be like, yay, that's awesome. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Another couple weeks, Aries. Bye.